Welcome to another edition of WTOE Radio, presented by ThruOurEyes.org. Our website, television, and internet radio shows are produced by the Northeast chapter of the National Federation of the Blind of New Jersey. These shows are dedicated to those individuals who are blind, visually impaired, or disabled. We hope to foster a better understanding of their issues and concerns through public education and awareness. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our host, Joe Ruffalo.
And good evening once again to all our faithful listeners out there. Another wonderful evening here in the East Coast in New Jersey. Hoping you're having a great day or evening wherever you are. It's the middle of our month of September. School has started. For all my friends that are back in school, congratulations. You are now another year older and another year, hopefully by the end of the year, another year wiser. You know, that's what school's all about. They don't understand it's their best years of their lives when they're in school, but that's the way it goes, young guys and gals out there. A special shout out to a good friend of mine, Hank Miller, who I believe started the third grade, maybe the fourth grade, as years fly by. Hank is one of our members down in the Oceanport area of New Jersey. So a good luck to Hank and everybody else who has just started school. I want to also thank all of those who have helped in the Imagination Fund, raising funds for the National Center, for our state affiliates, and our grant projects. Through Our Eyes has received several grants through the Imagination Fund, so we thank all those who have granted us the grant. How do you like that play of words? To continue our show, and we have another grant in for this year, and hopefully we'll get the funds that we need to continue this great show as we expand our horizons here. So thank you to all those. Again, this is the fall season, and fall usually becomes cooler weather, change in leaves, but for the National Federation of the Blind, it's a season of heating up with many state conventions out there. New Jersey has one too soon. It's a change in the leaves. It's a change in our attitudes. So welcome fall season. This is one of our busiest seasons of the year between now and the holidays. So get involved, get with it, get on board. Check out our website at www.nfb.org. Check out the registration form. Consider coming to our state convention in Clark, New Jersey, where Through Our Eyes will be broadcasting once again. Our registration form, I said, is on that website. Plus, you can get it many, many ways. If you need more information, you can contact me at nfbnj@yahoo.com. Looking for you that you will be attending our 34th annual state convention. We will have an exhibit room, second to none. We have some great workshops dealing with fashion tips. It's important to look good, and some technology tips and diabetic workshops, many, many more too. Gary Winder, who is the editor of the Braille Monitor, our national publication, will be our national rep. So again, the registration form is on the website. Take a look at it and consider joining us. We would love to have you. We will, as I said, we'll be broadcasting live at the convention. We may have a surprise for you at the convention about our broadcast, and we'll talk about that at a later date. I want to get right to our show. We have a little different format this evening, so we're going to go right to our show guest. She is a friend of mine, one of my students on our LEAD program, Leadership, Education, Advocacy, and Determination. I'm supposed to be teaching her things, and maybe I have a few things, and she certainly has taught me quite a bit. I've known her for a good number of years. I think I met her when she was about 6 or 7, and now she's a older woman, a high school senior, so I won't give her age away, but you can figure that out. With us this evening is Safiqul Hashash from New Jersey, member of the National Federation of the Blind, member of the New Jersey Association of Blind Students, a member of the Northeast chapter who helps quite a bit, or I should say really runs Through Our Eyes. So good evening, Safiqul.
Hello, Mr. Ruffalo. Thank you for
Was that a long introduction or what? Glad to have you. Before we get into who Safiqul is, let me just tell a real quick story. It was several years ago, at a Parents of Blind Children conference somewhere in South Jersey. You know, you go to a lot of these things, everything blends together. And there was a panel of students, and Shafika may remember this, she may not, I don't know. But there was a panel of students up there, and Carol was asking all kinds of questions to the students. And one question was, what are your future goals or ambitions? And Shafika raised her hand and said, yes, Shafika, what is your future goal or ambition? And she said very, very firmly, very loud, very proud, that she wanted to be the state affiliate president of the National Federation of the Blind. I, being president, stood up in the audience and did bravo to her, bravo. So someday she could be, might want to be, well deserve it. People like Shafika, with her background and attitude, will be our leaders. So Shafika, get ready. We have some things for you to do. I know you're a high school senior. Let's talk about that. You're in high school. What high school do you go to, and why did you choose that high school?
I go to Bergen County Academies, and it's a school in Hackensack, New Jersey. It's what they call it is a select school, and it's a school that students apply to, a lot like a college process kind of a school. So you apply to it, you have to write an essay, send your middle school transcripts, then you have to take a test, then half of those students get invited back to get an interview, and then about 2/3 of those students get called back to be part of the school. And I went to that school for a couple of main reasons. One, it has so much opportunities that not just New Milford High School, the town that I'm from, but high schools in general, they can't offer you. They're unable to offer just because it's so different from every other high school. It's a lot like a mini college. They call the high school a campus. Students are treated like adults. They have responsibilities like adults. A lot of classes are structured the way a college class would be structured. And I also went because it has 7 academies to it. And the academy I'm going for is the Academy for Business and Finance International Baccalaureate. And always I wanted to be part of international relations, and that was the academy that could set you up for that.
Great, super. So how many students go to the school? In your senior class, there are how many?
About 250.
And they're all from Bergen County?
They're all from Bergen County.
So a good number of 250 students in your senior class from a good number of different towns in Bergen County alone makes it feel like a college atmosphere. I'm sure it's very diversified with different people's thoughts and religions and color of skin and all that good stuff. So one thing that I just want to add this to it too, the fact that I'm totally blind is an advantage. I say that to people sometimes because I cannot judge people on what they look like, what they dress, what they wear, whatever. I have to judge them from heart to heart. So that's one of our advantages. I don't know if you feel that way, Shafika, but that's what I do. So going to a school like this, it doesn't matter who goes there. They're all qualified students, all pretty, I shouldn't say pretty smart students, very smart students, very motivated. That's probably the key, being motivated there.
That's definitely the big thing about
pretty,
high school.
pretty competitive.
All the students love school.
Is it very competitive?
Getting in, the 250 are chosen from about 1,500 each year, applicants. And the kids, they're definitely a lot more competitive than kids in the standard high school because everybody is very, very motivated. Everybody comes to school to learn. They come to school to do their best. And that's also kind of what gives it the college atmosphere.
Sure.
It's that kids, I think at least kids at the academies, they have a different mindset than a lot of other kids. And that's why they go to the academies, to be with kids who have maybe more of their
And you
mindset.
probably have, not that there's not wonderful teachers in all schools in our state, because there are, but I'm sure the teachers there get motivated too by you guys too, wanting to learn. It keeps them on their toes too, which is great. So win-win for everybody. You know how long the academy's been up and running?
Well, the academies as Bergen County Academies has been up since 1992. But before that, it used to be like a technical school. And that was up for a really long time, for years and years past, I want to say since the 50s. And then in 1992, the president, the one who started the academy, his name was Dr. Greco, he wanted to make sort of an elite school. He wanted to make a school for kids who loved to learn, a school for kids who wanted to do the best that they could be to be future leaders. And so he completely reconstructed the whole idea of a technical school. And instead of making a technical school someone who wants to just go to high school and graduate with a trade, it's someone who wants to go to high school, graduate, go to college, and be a leader in their community.
Super, super. If anyone would like to call in, our phone number is 1-888-572-0141. That's 888-572-0141. Since it's competitive getting in 1,500 students trying to get in, and they took 250, all motivated students, all very smart, driven students, which is wonderful. That's the same way as trying to get into a college. Probably one of the biggest advantages or differences that a student would have is the fact that, let me just backtrack and say it this way. Out of the 250 students in your school, they're probably all right there. 4.0s, 3.98s, whatever. Everyone is a quote-unquote smart kid to get into that school, to get into Princeton, Harvard. But what separates you and others is your motivation, and probably what they looked at maybe was your leadership skills in school and in the community. So what leadership do you do in school and in the community?
Well, in my school, particularly, I'm captain of the mock trial team. I've been captain since my junior year, and I was part of it since my freshman year, and that's my greatest passion. I love doing mock trial. It's a lot of time, and there's only about 14 or so kids on the whole team, so all of us have to be really, really passionate about it, because you have to take away, you can't really do a lot of activities when you're part of mock trial just because of the hours it goes through. You get home sometimes around 9:30, 10 o'clock, so it's really get home, do your work, go to sleep, and that's for a good 3 months out of the year.
Sure,
and then the other
sure.
parts of mock trial, you're just practicing.
And I guess part of the practice that you've had being so passionate towards mock trial is the fact that you live in a house with a lot of defendants or a lot of plaintiffs and a judge and a jury. Is that true? It's a bad joke. Hannah, I'm only kidding,
Hannah. It's a
Hannah.
really large family.
Well, that's how you learn. You learn how to develop good skills, advocacy skills, the pro and con. You look at both sides of the issue and go from there, which is great. Super. So mock trial is your passion.
And then the other things I do for fun, I do Amnesty International, and that's a community organization. I'm just a part of that. I've done Junior Statesman of America. That's really cool, too. It's a lot about politics or debating different issues, and there's competitions we go to in D.C., and we hold one at our school. And I'm a chair for Model United Nations. So this year I'm going to be chairing the Joint Crisis Committee.
Super.
And what Model United Nations is we host ourselves in our school a Model United Nations conference for all of New Jersey and a few schools in New York.
Right.
And what the chairs do is they run the debates rather than actually participating in the debates. We're the ones overseeing them, running them, making sure everything's going fair. And what goes on in that is all the different delegates are different countries, or for Joint Crisis Committee, they're actually part of one country, but there are different positions. And they come in and they actually act as those positions. So there's
What I
Prime
want you to do is
Minister,
hold that
President.
thought. I have an announcement to make here. I want you to hold that thought. And for those listening in, please get ready to dial in at 888-572-0141. For those watching on YouTube and not watching our show live, please visit ThruOurEyes.org for the complete 60-minute version of the show. We will be right back after a few public announcements and with our guest, Safiqul. So stay right where you are.